Welcome and thanks for watching. My name is Kristen Harper. I'm so excited to tell you about my first Christian fiction novel to be published called Elephant in the Room. In my book, when Pastor Eric Harvey's parents are trapped in a car accident because they are obese, Eric turns to the Bible for perspective about gluttony, which launches his church on a 10-week challenge. Let me tell you why I wrote a book about bad eating habits. Several years ago, I mentored a younger woman who wanted to discuss recovery from bulimia. Well, I didn't have any personal knowledge or experience with bulimia, but I trusted that the Bible could provide all of the hope and wisdom we needed to address this issue together. As we studied God's Word, I was challenged to reconsider some of my own sinful eating habits of eating too much food or eating for the wrong reasons. Not long after this, my friend Angela told me about an online Bible study about food called The Lord's Table. Well, I'd like to introduce you to my friend Angela DeMora. And she was the one that told me about the food Bible study that I did several years ago at the Lord's Table. And I wanted to ask her a couple questions and you could hear her answer. So Angela, would you tell me why you did the Bible study, the Lord's Table?
Well, I did the Lord's Table because it was several years after the birth of my last son, and I was still carrying about 50 pounds of extra weight that I didn't need. And I had been harmed, I would say, by the culture of food worship, and just wanted to know what the Bible had to say about it, and wanted to make sure that my priorities were right. Wanted to hear what God's Word had to say about food and eating and how that related.
Great. And so what would you say, even all these years later, because it's still fresh in my mind, and it probably is in yours too, what are some of the biggest takeaways you took from doing that Bible study?
So the one that I always tell people all the time, the first takeaway came in one of the very first lessons, and it was this amazing revelation to me. It was, food is for nutrition. Go figure. Food is for your body, to replenish your body. And I was amazed to think that I had been eating food for a myriad of reasons, and hardly any had to do with true hunger. I was looking at food for comfort, for control, for boredom buster, for all sorts of reasons. And doing the Lord's Table just helped me to realize that food can point us to Christ, but it's not what we worship. Just like any good thing, we can worship the food rather than the creator of the food, and that's what I had been doing. So having the accountability and going through the Bible study and seeing what the Bible had to say. The other big lesson was that, again, food can lead you or point you to Christ. That, Christ is sweet like honey, and we can look forward to that banquet table in heaven, and that food can be enjoyed, but we definitely need to get our comfort from the Lord.
Great. Well, that sounds good. Same for me. We were encouraged and challenged, and we lost weight. Ross and I did this together, and it impacted me in a lot of ways. And I have you to thank for that, because you introduced me to that, and you've encouraged me to do a couple things over the years, which has been kind of a kick. We did this, we did National Bible Bee together, fun things like that. And what I wanted to show you was, this is my book, The Elephant in the Room, and it will be coming out very shortly. But what I wanted you to know especially, this is my final proof copy, and I'm going to give that to you now. And I wanted you to know that I have dedicated my book to you.
You did not.
I did.
Okay, you have to edit this out.
No,
Wow.
that's the way I wanted to tell you that I did that, because you encouraged me in a way, and it's had such a lifelong effect, but you encouraged me to pursue Christ. And it's led to personal changes in my eating habits. It inspired me to write a book, and inspired me, Ross and I both talked about this, of studying the Bible and thinking about food differently has encouraged us to worship God in a whole other way, which I think is something you were trying to express too. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Thanks for answering my questions tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you. This is beautiful, by the way.
The result of studying God's Word caused me to change my attitudes and actions about eating food. My husband and I both lost 20 pounds, and we enjoyed more time worshiping God in our daily lives. I want to share this success with you. So, why did I write a novel about gluttony, the sin of eating too much or eating for the wrong reasons? I think a novel is a gentler way to open up the conversation about this very personal topic. For example, when I say the word gluttony, do you cringe? I've gotten some strange reactions when I've told people about writing a book about gluttony. But the truth is that we cringe because we know it's a real personal and emotional problem with terrible health and social consequences. People are hurting because they don't know how to stop overeating or even why they should. But I know the solution to this problem. It's a spiritual solution found in God's wisdom from the Bible. In the Bible, God says, "Food is for the stomach, and the stomach is for food." That verse in 1 Corinthians 6:13 means that we should eat food to fuel our bodies, the right amount for the right reasons. But that's easier said than done. So I wrote a story to show you what happens when people confess their sins and then rely on the power of Jesus Christ to make changes to glorify God with their eating habits. And the stories throughout the book are based on some of my real-life experiences. I will tell you more about this help and hope from the Bible in the next video that I will be sending in a couple of days as we're getting closer to my book release. Today, I want to give you a copy of my favorite top 10 Bible verses about food and eating. Just click on the button on the email or website to get a free download. Next time, I want to give you my free tool, my Mortifying Sin worksheet that you can use immediately to start changing the way you think and act with food, something to use even before you read my book. You will see several examples when characters in my novel use the worksheet as they face their problems. Next time, I will also tell you how I wrote this 50,000-word novel in 30 days. I would love to hear from you, so please click over to my website, kristenharperbooks.wordpress.com, and leave a comment or question. And feel free to share this email or video with anyone you think might be interested in my Christian fiction novel, Elephant in the Room. Thanks for watching.